night when they get back home from Logan when they take on New Mexico. And we'll do that this hour. And it's always our pleasure to be joined by Miles Byrd, who's in his redshirt sophomore season. He's getting ready for Saturday up in Logan against Utah State. He's back with us right now on John and Jim, and he's helping guide San Diego State to the postseason, hopefully here in 2025. So, Miles, we appreciate you hopping on. I want to go back to, everyone's kind of harping on this. You're down 17 to San Jose State. And you come all the way back and win that game, and you've played some really brilliant basketball as a team since then. Can you take us into that moment? Like, what's it like as a player dealing with that adversity? It's not the only time you dealt with adversity this year. You guys have been down a good number of times and come all the way back. But what was it like in that moment, and what got that game turned around in the last week or so turned around?
Yeah, I would think just, when you go out there and you're able to display that you can do something, it just builds confidence around the team. And, we started the year off really strong, and then midway through conference, hit some rough spots, as you would as with a young team who's not played in the Mountain West before, maybe got some elevation games that they've never felt before, and, you're playing more of a round-robin schedule. So, you feel like you lose some confidence in the middle of the year when you're not playing as well. But when we're able to go out there as a team, and, the coaches weren't really a part of the halftime talk during the San Jose State game. We kind of as a team were just in there talking to ourselves, figuring out what we want to do with this year and what we see from ourselves this year. And, you go out there and you play great basketball for 20 minutes, and then the mindset from there is, why not be able to put those 20 minutes into a full 40-minute game and show what we can do as a team at our full potential. And I think, we were able to follow that game up with another good game and kind of just hoping that we could roll from there.
Yeah, going back to that game, you guys can carry this for the rest of your season. Hopefully we can look back at that game as like a potential turning point, but it only, will be viewed as that if you go out and take care of business, against Utah State and you play New Mexico again and finishing off the regular season here. Yeah. Last time you guys played Utah State here, blew a pretty big lead. How important is it to go on the road this weekend? I'm not saying, get revenge on them or anything, but make sure that that you guys can come away with a victory, a much needed victory this weekend against Utah State.
Yeah, no, I think that game still left a nasty taste in our mouths as a team. You never want to give up a big lead like that, especially when you're already ahead by so much. And then not only that, but to allow them to come back at our home spot. I would say that there is revenge and taste in our mouths. We want to go in there and we want to prove the type of team that we are. And, I think just playing a full 40 minutes of basketball is going to help us out. Elevation is obviously going to play a part. But as a team, I think we're really confident right now, and I think we're going in there with the right mentality.
Miles Byrd with us right now, John and Jim. Aztecs, Utah State is Saturday at 5 Pacific. It's 6 Mountain, 5 o'clock Pacific. Our pregame coverage will begin at 4 p.m. Ted Leitner on the call. Now, not all your teammates have played in Logan, right? Like you said, a younger team. We know about the portal, so there's always going to be additions and subtractions. For our listeners that haven't been there, for some of your teammates, what do you tell your teammates and others about playing in Logan and playing in the Spectrum?
Yeah, it was funny. Right after practice today, I think Dutch asked the team who's all been to Logan, and there might have been 6 or 7 hands raised. But if he would have asked who's all played in Logan, that number probably goes even smaller to just me and Reese and Heidi. So, 3 guys on our team who's played inside of the Spectrum before and knows the type of environment that it is. And, all you got to tell them is, we're worried about the game only. We can't get caught up in there and what their fans are going to say to us because, they're going to have a great crowd and they're going to have posters ready with our faces on it and, whatever they want to say, dirty stuff about us written down or whatever. But, just staying focused and don't let anybody get inside of our circle, which is our team. I think outside opinions, are the root to all evils in team sports. So, if you're able to just keep it us 15 in the travel unit, if we're tight in the circle, I don't think anybody can get within and, just stay strong mentally.
Your backcourt mate, Nick Boyd, has been playing fantastic basketball of late. Your guys' relationship, just tell us how that has evolved and grown over the season.
Yeah, no, Nick's my guy, and it's great to have another vet in here who's not only just a guy who knows how to handle business and goes about his stuff like a professional, but a guy who's willing to use his voice. I was watching something Dutch had said something about. He used the example of when we had to run sprints after a game for not hitting the offensive rebound total, and I was running right next to Nick, and I don't know how many words I really said during that segment of us running, and Nick was out there the whole entire time yelling at us that we 2 more, 3 more, whatever the case might have been. Nick was using his voice as he always does as a leader. And, it's so great to play with a guy like that. Not only that, are we close on the court, but, that's my guy off the court as well. And a guy that if I ever had anything I needed to talk to, I knew that he's going to be right there to talk about.
It's interesting you say that. Miles Byrd is with us. I just feel like it's hard to be a vocal leader when you're quote-unquote new, but he's always kind of been, and not just new, he was hurt. I mean, a lot of the summer he was hurt. So to be able to fill that role, right, isn't that pretty unique to fill that role in that situation?
Yeah, I think a lot of guys in that situation when they're hurt during the summer are going to be on the side, maybe with Serge trying to rehab their stuff. And, I think what Nick did a great job of is he was always involved. There was multiple times where Nick would walk in with a pen and paper, and I would see him writing stuff down, trying to be involved, make sure he knows what he's doing so when he comes back he doesn't miss a beat. So I think the way he preps and the way he goes about his business is just professional-like, and it's something that you love to have out of a college basketball player.
For you to step into that leadership role this year, I mean, we've seen it on the court. You've been playing great basketball all year long. How natural has that progression been for you to step in that leadership role this year and being one of the go-to guys on the court for this team?
Yeah, I think just my energy alone, I think it's easy to kind of, get around with what I'm doing. I think my mindset out there, especially with how young we are as a team, is this year I think Nick's been our best vocal leader. And there's times where I've caught myself, not stepping up vocally enough. But, I try to do as best to lead by example, set the tone on how hard we're going to be playing and diving on loose balls and doing stuff like that, just playing hard through energy and also, helping guys out on the side. If I see that they're messed up and they're confused about something, I'm willing to pull them aside and talk them through it and stuff like that. So, with me, it's more just, making sure I stay out of my own head so I'm still able to help everybody out on the court because, I'm an emotional player and I sometimes get caught up in my own business and, maybe I'm not playing as well as I think I should be playing, and that takes away some of my voice. And, that's what Nick's been kind of there to be my 1-2 mate with that and help me out in that sense.
Can you describe what it's been like for you to play with Wayne McKinney this year? I mean, obviously all these guards have had such an impactful role, whether it's B.J. Davis, the way he started this season, his defense, Kimo Ferrari, the way he's come on. But for Wayne, who spent all those years at USD, and he was such a good player, but they just didn't win at that clip to get to the NCAA tournament. I mean, what has this been like for you to see Wayne come across town and be such a key contributor on a team that has high hopes?
Yeah, I've been in San Diego for 3 years now, so I've known of Wayne, or I've probably met Wayne 2 years ago or something during summer, working out. Sometimes he'll be in the gym working out and stuff like that. So we've definitely crossed paths multiple times before he made it out here, and I knew what we were going to get with Wayne. We were going to get a guy who's experienced, who's played great basketball before, is a leader. He does a really good job. He's probably one of the best guys I've seen, maybe even in the country, at just, penetrating defense and getting to the paint. And, that's part of our success the past few games. We've been able to turn down some threes that we probably would have shot early in the year and, get to the paint and create a better look. One thing we stress is good to great. So I think Wayne's been doing a good job of helping us get good to great shots, instead of taking the good ones, taking the great ones.
Recently, Magoon Guath, the last, I think, 7 or 9 games has been really good for you guys. Well, to have him play at this level, what dynamic does that give you as a team when you have Magoon playing like he has been playing?
Not only does it help our offense, become a lot more spaced and a lot more confident in what we're doing offensively, but when he's playing this well, it's almost like we got 6 defenders out there. And that just allows us to be so much more flexible defensively. I'm out there willing to, be a little bit more aggressive in the defensive, mindset that we're doing, try to get a steal. Because I know that I got a 7-footer back there who's able to make up plays and, come from the weak side, get a block, or come from the weak side, get a steal. And, he's making those extra effort plays. And not only that, but I think the biggest the biggest thing that he started doing at a very elite clip was, rebounding. He turned into a great offensive rebounder for us, getting us second chance opportunities. And, I've been really pleased with how Goons looked the past few games, and I think that's going to, help build us into what we want to be come March.
What I think is underappreciated, and Miles Byrd is with us, just watching these games from courtside, Miles, is like you see how he gets in other players' heads. It's not like the blocks are on a box score, right? You say, oh, yeah, 3 blocks. But that does not tell the story, because it's like where players would take shots when defended by other players, it's almost like they don't trust in their ability to get their shot off because they know about his length or they know that he's going to alter their shot. Like, don't you just – I just sense that. Every time I see him matched up with someone, it feels like the offensive player just isn't confident because Magoon is guarding them.
Yeah, no, it's funny. I mean, I always whenever I talk about it, I always say he might only average 3 blocks, but he averages probably upwards of 10-plus shots affected a game, whether that be him blocking a shot, him making somebody question the shot on the three-point line during a closeout, where they're like they normally probably would shoot it, but they're not confident because they see a 7-footer flying at them. And then, if you ever get beat and help, everybody's in the back of their head knows that whenever they drive on us, you got 3 shot blockers that are willing to come over and block a shot on our team. So, I think that just helps our defense out so much.
I guess just the last one would be, what does it take? I mean, you've faced Utah State. You've seen them before. You've been in the Spectrum. You know about their experience, the Mason Falslevs and the Ian Martinez's and the others. I mean, what type of effort it's going to take, or what's going to be the key to winning on Saturday?
I think, great energy, starting fast, and just doing what we would do as a team. I think I don't think we truly understand the type of impact we have defensively as a team when we're all locked in and we're all playing aggressive and, trying to turn guys full court and tire out guys. I think we're just now starting to see that. I think we took up our press a notch, as we've been playing these past few games, 3 games, 4 games. And, I think that's been kind of the difference for us defensively. We're able to press them for 10 seconds and only play half-court defense for 15 or 10 seconds. So I think that's the biggest thing for us is to be locked in defensively. They're a great offensive team, great pace offensively because they're going to be in the zone. We've seen a zone on Tuesday, so I think that helped prep us a little bit. But I think coming in there, it's all mentality and it's all how together we're going to be. You got to be together when you're playing in the Spectrum. So.
Miles, we appreciate the time, man. We're looking forward to Saturday and what's to come. I think I'm just thinking back now from the San Jose State moment. I feel like one of the biggest shots of the season is your 3 after, I forget who hit it, Latrell Davis, right? He hits a 3. It's a 1-point game. It's like 90 seconds left. I'm like, this thing, they're not going away. Like, you guys are going to have to make plays down the stretch to win this game or you're going to lose the game. And you hadn't hit a 3 that night, and you bury a 3 to create a 4-point separation. That was basically the difference. For me, that was a huge play. Obviously, McKinney at Air Force. I mean, there's always moments in a season, right? I mean, Lamont in Houston. I mean, there's always moments in a season, but man, that was a huge moment. Yeah. Huge moment. We appreciate it, Miles. We'll catch up with this weekend, so thanks for doing it.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it for having me, Jonathan.
All right, Miles Byrd.
I made the shout out.
You made the show. You made the show.
Out.
All right, we're going to react to that, plus the wrap on the other side.
I'm a real person.
We have New Mexico tickets to give away against San Diego State Tuesday as well. It's John and Jim